Undersized running backs, here are 5 brutal truths that'll stop you from having your breakout season. So if you're undersized running back, you definitely want to watch this full video. What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video here at desireLess with your guy KJ Howard, helping running back unlock their full potential and truly become elite. And today I'm gonna break down 5 brutal truths that every undersized running back has to go through. They must accept the reality that, hey, this is what it is, but guess what? It's not gonna stop me. But before we get to that video, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and join the desireLess crew as we are chasing 2K. Once again, I want to be like CJ2K. I want to be KJ2K, okay? That's what I want. KJ2K, okay. But make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. But understand, as we always say, let's get into the meat and potatoes. And why does undersized running backs have to overcome these truths? Well, guess what? We live in a very biased world, and that's just how it is. Everything is biased, okay? So it's certain modes, certain stereotypes that we have as running backs, especially undersized guys, and we have to overcome. And there's no better way to learn how to overcome undersized running back problems than an undersized running back. I'm 5'6", 174 pounds, which I measured at my pro day, which is a lot. You know what I'm saying? I was feeling heavy that day, but I'm undersized running back, and I was still able to play Division I ball and be an NFL prospect. So let's get straight into the video. Going to number 1 brutal truth about being an undersized running back is you have to do more with less. All right, if you're an undersized running back, you have to do more than your competition, which are guys who are bigger backs. You have to produce more. I have to do more with less, because in a sense, you're going to have less opportunities. You're not going to be a guy who's going to get the ball 30 times a game. The day and age where Barry Sanders was a guy and Emmitt Smith was kind of undersized, wasn't really undersized, but Barry Sanders, undersized guy who was getting 30 carries a game, that game isn't no longer here. Even bigger backs ain't getting 30 carries a game. So they definitely not getting to a smaller back. So we have to do more with less. We might get less opportunities. We might get less chances in the inside zone, but guess what? We're now required to do more. And in a sense, it's how it is. Is it fair? No, but guess what? Life isn't fair. And then as a running back, we adapt. Either you adapt or you die. So which one you gonna pick? Number 2 brutal truth that every running back needs to understand is that you're not gonna be the coach's first pick. I mean, I could look back at this from when I was in high school. It was a guy named Ravion Hargrove, and he was a sophomore running back who went for 3,000 yards rushing. 3,000 yards rushing, bro. That is a lot as a sophomore. He was only 5'5", but he didn't go to no crazy school. He didn't go to Alabama. He didn't go to Ohio State. With those stats, you think somebody ran for 3,000 yards? It's quarterbacks who can't even throw for 3,000 yards in high school, all right? And he ran for 3,000 yards, but he ended up at Bowling Green. And like I said, he had the stats and everything, but he didn't have the size. And there were probably a lot of running backs who were much bigger than him with maybe 20% of the production that he had, but got the big time offers. They got the Ohio States, they got the Michigans, they got the Alabamas. So undersized backs, you're not going to be on the coach's radar. Even if, like I said, we did more with less, we're outproducing the bigger backs, we're still not going to be the top option for most of these guys, and that's just how it is. But it's okay, because now that even though we're producing at a high level, but we're undersized and we're going to a smaller school, that doesn't stop us. Because honestly, it's better, because when you go to a smaller school, now you have more opportunities. Because you went to the big school, you're not going to have the same amount of opportunities. They're just going to treat you like a small back, a scat back who gets the ball 10 times a game. But if you get a smaller back who goes to a little smaller school, like a Deuce Vaughn who went to Kansas State, when he's at Kansas State, he was eating. He was getting the ball 25 times a game, which allowed him to be able to produce at an elite level, which is what you want, what you were doing in high school. If you're producing in high school, you want to produce in college, so you can have the opportunity to play in NFL. Brutal truth number 3 that every undersized running back needs to understand is that you're going to have to be a running back / wide receiver. Once again, we're not back in the old days with Barry Sanders and the days where football was played in the run game. No, you got to be able to catch the ball. And as an undersized guy, if you want to play, they're not just going to give you inside zone if you can't catch. All right, they need you on the field to be able to use your shiftiness and use your stature as an advantage. So, undersized back, you have to be able to catch the ball, and not only catch the ball, but be able to go out in the slot. All right, so when you put yourself in the slot, now you have more opportunities to make plays, to be able to put yourself in good positions. Look at a guy like Tyreek Hill. When Tyreek Hill came to the NFL, he wasn't necessarily primarily a wide receiver. He was more of a gadget guy. He played receiver, but he also was in the running back position. And if Tyreek Hill couldn't have caught and couldn't do nothing, he was just a running back position, do you think he would have been as successful as he became? Probably not. I mean, who knows? With that speed, you never know. But he was able to get his speed in space. Being able to play receiver allowed him to get that speed in the space, where now he had an option to choose. Do you want to play running back or do you want to play wide receiver? So if you have the option, and he played wide receiver, that went well. But if you're a smaller, undersized back and you can't catch, well, you don't really have too many choices to be in open field and too many choices to make plays. So it's going to be hard for you. And now you're competing with bigger back. If you're an undersized back and you got a bigger back and you both got the same skill set, you just might as well play the bigger back. So as an undersized back, you must learn how to play the slot receiver position. You must have receiving skills and you must be able to run routes and have hands. Most running backs will never get recruited or achieve their goals they have on the field. And it's not because they're talented or they don't have the ability. It's just because they're training in the wrong way. I was a guy in high school who didn't even start. I hardly played and I still found a way to play Division I ball, and now I am an NFL prospect who can run a 4.3 40 and has a 42.5-inch vertical. How? It's because I had a system installed, and the system I call is the Running Back Domination System, which is the #1 online training platform for running backs who's ready to actually dominate the game. This is only for serious inquiries. It's only for guys who really are about that life. Running backs who are really ready to dominate on the field. Running backs who really want to play high-level football, really want to chase the professional goal, because the Running Back Domination System isn't for everybody. It's intense. It's hard work, but I promise you, it's going to get you to where you need to go. Like I said, I was a guy in high school who didn't even start, and I still made a way. I'm not the biggest, I wasn't the strongest, but I still made a way because I followed the system, and we created a system that we want to give to you guys to help you perform and help you be elite. This is the premium #1 online running back training system out there. The Running Back Domination System is going to help you get elite if you're a serious running back who's ready to invest in themselves and truly, and I mean truly, become elite. Brutal truth number 4 is going to be that pass pro will be difficult. If you're undersized back and you're playing at the college football level, linebackers are going to be 230, 240. Even the ones not even good. The short, stubby ones going to be 220. There isn't no days of you playing against a 200-pound linebackers or 190-pound linebackers. It's over with. And with our size, I mean, it does play a factor. When they say size doesn't matter, it doesn't matter, but there are a lot of things that's going to be more difficult. So being able to be in pass pro as an undersized back will be hard, because when you're in the backfield, I'm a defense coordinator, I'm sitting in the house if I see an undersized back there, and that's just what it is. All right, but good thing is you can cut. You can learn how to cut, but you need to understand how to cut, understand the situation, and be able to read body language. Is that defender coming in hot? Because he's coming in hot, then yeah, I'm dropping that shoulder and you about to do a cartwheel. But if he's not dropping it hot and you can understand, I had a good time in my last year of college football where I can tell, I had a good gauge. I can tell if he wasn't going to come hard, because they obviously watch film. They seen I was a guy who was cutting a lot, because I'm not finna block no guy who 240, 230. I wasn't finna do none of that. But they can, sometimes they wouldn't come as hard, so now I can step in and punch him. You know, I got a 300 plus bench press. I can get in there now. But if you got a dude who just coming in balls to walls, and that's one thing in practice, you can't cut in practice. So if you doing blitz pickup drills, you just gotta eat it, and you probably gonna get whooped, but it's okay. Guess what? Football ain't gonna be perfect for everybody and everything. And then brutal truth number 5 is, if you're not agile, it's over with, bro. If you're a running back, you're smaller and you're not agile, you really won't have no career at the running back position, probably any football position, because a small back, you must be able to make guys miss. I mean, you're not gonna be running dudes over. And I had a subscriber, he commented down, he said, hey, can I be a power back even though I'm undersized? And I was like, you know what, that's a good question. And I start to think, can you be undersized back and be a power back? The answer is yes and no. So here's why. If you're undersized back and you're in high school and you're probably playing in a smaller division, yes, you can be a power back. You can run guys over, because the backers are probably 180 pounds. Safeties are 150. D-line's probably 210, 220. But you want to play high level college football, it ain't no way. Your body just won't last. Like, that's the whole part. I'm not just saying this because like stylistic, but your body won't last. You don't have a big body. And them guys, you drop your shoulder, it's not going to do nothing. It's just physics. A guy's 250, he coming at you, and you 170, 180, who's going to win? Probably the 250. And even then, you're like, well, I'm super strong. Well, guess what? Them guys, they play college football for a reason too. They got a scholarship money. They got NIL money too. These ain't no weak dudes now. So you got to be shifty. You got to be able to make guys miss, because you got to be able to use that lower center of gravity at your advantage. When you're smaller, you can change direction much quicker than the guy who's 6'2". So you have to be able to do that. You have to be agile. You have to be shifty as a running back. So here are 5 harsh truths that every undersized running back must understand, but must accept, but also don't let it define you, because if you do, then like I said, you won't be successful. But these are things you can get around of. It's just certain things that just suck or inconvenient, but guess what? That's life. Life isn't fair. There's inconvenience for everybody, even the good tall guys, the guys who are freak athletes and everything, is inconvenience for them. All right, so just some things that we have to go through, but you stay persistent, you stay resilient, and you will get through it. All right, so I appreciate you guys for watching this video. Once again, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's your guy KJ. I'll be seeing you later.